Morgan J. Burke Aquatic Center. Behind the Blocks is back. We took a season off due to all the COVID restrictions, but nice to have the show back. And welcoming juniors Rachel Young and Skyler Younkin to the program for our debut episode of a new season. A new season is upon us here for Purdue Swimming and Diving, and it was great to have fans back in the pool for meets. Starting with this past weekend, you guys got off to a pretty good start with 2 good home meets, but let's talk about the return of the crowds, guys. Skyler, the energy had to really help everybody and had to feel good to kind of be back to normal.
Yeah, no, it was definitely great to be back to normal and a lot of more volume in the pool, because I kind of didn't realize how quiet it had been, even though we do our best to like cheer for each other and all that, but definitely the energy of having fans back in the stands was awesome. So.
Rachel, how did it break down for the women's team? Did you guys feed off of it? I know as an Indiana native, you've had friends and family here too.
Yeah, it was amazing to finally have my parents in the stands. It brought so much more energy than last year.
Tell me a little bit about the 2 meets that we saw this weekend. A Friday duel, and it was an inter squad for the women, versus the bigger meet on Saturday. Do you have a preference?
I really like doing the different events, like the 150s and the relays. It kind of switched things up a bit, and it was just fun to race different events for a change.
What about size-wise, Skyler? A straight duel like Friday against Minnesota, or the larger mini invitational, as I call it?
You know, it's always just great to race another Big Ten team. So I just love like the dual meets, and especially racing Minnesota has some great breaststrokers and some really great competition there. But you know, there's certainly something to be said for having that many competitors in here for that invitational. So that's really fun as well.
Yeah, I like to call it a large meet. It may not be big in terms of Purdue Invitational or Big Tens, but so many people on deck is always a cool feel like that for Saturday. All right, so some quick thoughts maybe about your swims, each personally. Rachel swept the 100 and 150 free at Friday's meet. And again, the 150 kind of seems weird to me, but you said it's something you kind of embrace.
Yeah, I really liked it because I'm kind of in between the 100 and 200 free and trying to get into 500. So it was more like treat it like 100 and then just hang on for the last 50. So that was fun to do.
A pair of top 3 finishes in the 100 and 200 on Saturday. Did you feel stronger about your swims either day?
Yeah, I felt good about both of them. There's definitely some stuff I need to work on moving forward. So it'll be good to focus on new things for Notre Dame.
Skyler won your heat of the 100 fly as Purdue's top finisher on Saturday. Also the top finisher for Purdue in the 200 fly Friday. Either of those kind of have a highlight moment or felt stronger about?
I guess I felt really good about my 100 fly on Saturday. You know, Michael Youngle was right there with me and we were racing each other, so that felt pretty good. And Brady and Liam had really good races in that event on Friday, so it was just nice that we were all able to kind of drop some in-season best times and just kind of go for it right off the bat.
Had a career best in the 200 fly last year as a sophomore, and kind of cool that two of your classmates, as well as you, both now top 12 in team history in the 2 fly, which is not an easy event. The camaraderie kind of between you, Liam, and Elliot. Can you take us through that a little bit?
Yeah, I guess we just train together every day, and it's been awesome that we've had such a strong fly presence in our class, because you know we all are close and train with each other every day, and you know, it's just been awesome to push each other, and then at meets we're there to like help each other with you know, whatever we're doing and be support for each other. So it's been awesome training with them.
Divers got a chance to swim on relays, both Friday and Saturday as it turned out. Ben Bramley snuck in there at the end of one of the free relays on Saturday. Jenna Sonnenberg, Macy, Emily, Sophie, all in the mix as well for those relays. Was it as much fun as it looked like they were having?
Yeah, it was great because the points came down to the last relay, so it really was up to them. And so the gold team pulled through with Jenna and Sophie, and they're crazy fast. So.
Yes, I saw some hype about Sophie on Instagram. Did she live up to it?
Oh, she lived up to it, definitely, yeah.
What about Ben on Saturday? Did he kind of talk his way into that, from what you know?
I think he was pretty excited to be on that relay. It was funny for me to see Ben in a cap and goggles, because I'd never seen him dressed like that before, so that was pretty funny.
Almost like an early Halloween costume, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so is there anybody on the swim roster, half, that could actually do a flip or something in the dive well and could do essentially the relay equivalent?
I think Brady Robinson, he's a senior this year, but he's actually on deck helping instead of swimming,
Sure.
But I think he could probably put together a pretty good dive. I know he did a little bit in high school,
Okay.
so.
Anybody come to mind on the women's team?
Well, there was a few people a few days ago that were going off the diving board, and Leanna did a pretty good backflip. A few other people did some pretty good flips, so
Okay,
yeah.
so there are some candidates.
Yeah.
There. All right, we talked about the divers. Highlight another teammate for me, whether they come from your stroke group or a freshman you expect to have a big first year. Start with you, Skyler.
I guess in terms of freshmen, we've been seeing really great things from Adrice, just being really powerful in the weight room. And he had some great swims this past weekend, so I'm honestly really excited to see what he can do moving forward, especially with these other Big Ten teams that we're going to swim against. I think he's going to do a really great job. And Luke Fortner, too, had some good breaststroke swims this weekend and looking really great, especially in that 200 breast. So.
Now, is that his nickname, Luke Fortner?
Yeah,
did you
Luke Fortner is his real name,
okay.
yeah.
It's a good nickname. I can see how that one can stick.
Yeah.
Rachel, highlight a teammate, maybe a stroke group teammate or somebody freshman-wise, whoever you want to give a shout out to.
Yeah, a couple of people come to mind. Angelina pretty much went her best time, or right on her best time in the 100 breast on Saturday, which was really cool to see. And then Maggie Love is a freshman, and she swept several events, and also her 100 IM was like 3rd in the country right now. So she's doing an amazing job, and definitely think she's going to have an awesome season.
So you're from Carmel in the Indy suburbs. You're from Washington State, so different roads to Purdue in many ways. Give me a little bit of an idea how those roads brought you here. Your dad swam for the Boilermakers in the 70s, was a teammate of Dan Ross.
Yes.
Was it always kind of assumed that you would come to Purdue as well?
You know, I think they always hoped I would come to Purdue, but I kind of had to make that decision for myself. But I'm so glad I came here, and it's cool to like take on the legacy from my dad.
Sure. And that Carmel connection, you guys
Yes.
won so many state titles in a row. You being part of 4 of them, obviously. It's a bond that I suppose never leaves with all those Carmel swimmers.
Yeah, definitely for Kendra and Maggie right now, training with them for so many years. We have so much history, and it's awesome to be able to train with them here at Purdue too.
Skyler, tell us a little bit about Richland, West Richland, Washington. It's in the Columbia River Valley, right?
Yeah. It's so it's in eastern Washington, and a lot of people don't realize that it's actually a desert on the east side. So it's a really pretty area, and not necessarily a huge powerhouse swimming presence, but definitely a great place to grow up. And we have a couple other boys from Washington. You mentioned they're from Bainbridge Island, and so definitely have competed with them quite a bit over the years, and it's been great to have a little squad from Washington.
So do you take some credit for helping to get Andrew Whitty and Jude Wenker here as Washington guys as well? I
did host Whitty on his recruiting visit, so hopefully I did a good job with that since he committed here. And then I'm pretty sure he influenced Jude to come here as well. So. Yeah. Maybe I take a little bit of credit.
Did it take some adjustment getting used to Eastern time after growing up in Pacific time?
Definitely did, but I have to say I'm glad we're on Eastern time and not something weird like Central or Mountain time, because
okay. Well, as someone who grew up in Illinois, I never considered Central time weird, but to each their own, I suppose. All right, let's close it out with personal preferences. So I'm going to have you pick a number between 1 and 32. The rule is you cannot repeat an answer said in front of you. So we're looking for different answers. Rachel, ladies first. So between 1 and 32, what's your favorite number, I guess?
Let's go with 12.
12. Your favorite multimedia app? So examples that we're looking for: Spotify, Netflix, social media, streaming app maybe.
I'd have to say TikTok. I spend too much time on it.
TikTok, okay,
yeah.
That's a good one. Skyler?
Let's go with number 1.
No, you got to answer that one first.
Oh, I have to answer the TikTok
one?
one?
You can't repeat, you just can't say
TikTok.
TikTok.
I see. I guess YouTube. YouTube is a good one.
Yes, as a father of a 4-year-old, that one has become huge in my house because there's so much on YouTube. Okay, so pick a number between 1 and 32, Skyler. Don't pick 12.
Oh, I'll take 1.
1. Favorite professional team?
Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Yep.
The 12th man, and a team in the Northwest that's really, over the last, your adult life, definitely been Seattle's best, it feels like.
Yeah, no, we had a Super Bowl win not that long ago, yeah. So that's been good to see that as a Seattle fan. So,
okay, Rachel, I would imagine you would never pick the Seattle Seahawks in a million years. So
I wouldn't. I should probably say the Colts, growing up around Indy, even though they're not doing really well right now. But gotta stay loyal.
The NFL is very year to year, so you
That's
never
true.
know. They could turn it around this year even.
Yeah.
Okay, so last one. You can go again, Rachel. Don't pick 1. Don't pick 12.
5.
5. Who's your funniest teammate? And you can pick someone from the guys or girls team.
That's a good one. I've got to say Kendall.
Kendall Shredder?
Yep.
Okay.
She's a funny gal.
What type of humor is she?
I don't know. She's very sarcastic and just can crack a lot of jokes.
Gotcha. Kendall Shredder gets the shout out. Okay,
Yeah.
I imagine you wouldn't pick Kendall, but you can't now, as the rules are.
I got to go with Coleman Modulin.
Okay, Coleman.
Yup.
Another indie area guy, just like Rachel. Does he have a specific humor that he specializes in?
I don't know. He's just a funny guy. I like his Snapchat stories. They crack me up. So yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys for taking the time to be on Behind the Blocks this week. It's going to have the show back, and we wish you the best of luck at Notre Dame this weekend.
Thank you.